Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. This reading is going to be about what's going to be happening over the next 5 days. We're starting off with Queen of Cups and Judgment. I'm also seeing Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I feel like you've very properly discerned something here. Starting off with the Queen of Cups, it shows you in a place where you're being present to yourself and what you're feeling, and that you're sort of reflecting on how you're feeling. And also when we have Judgment there too, it's not only about looking at things through an emotional lens, but also a lens where we're understanding things. So there's kind of that airish side to the Judgment card where there's a thoughtfulness about what you're feeling, where there's a reflection about what it is that you're feeling. And I just feel like, as far as something going on with you where you needed to be intuitive, you needed to be perceptive, you needed to pay attention to how you were feeling, you did that and you did what you needed to do. And there can even be some type of accomplishment that's connected with this, or some sort of win for you having Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This can be you got a good outcome because of doing things in this way. I'm seeing a relationship coming up here. We have the Lovers. I was seeing Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck when the Lovers came out, so this is you connecting with someone. You would feel, when the Three of Cups is paired with the Lovers, there can be that sense of things coming together emotionally. It can feel like you guys are understanding one another. I'm also now seeing Jupiter here with the Wheel of Fortune. Having Lovers and having Wheel of Fortune next to it, this is learning that you're doing within a relationship, and it can also be changes that happen because of learning and reflecting on things. Because sometimes there can be stuff that we can learn from, but we're not always doing that, and so there's not always a reception to things. Having both Pluto here and also Jupiter, it shows you paying attention to your feelings on an individual level, and then it also looks like coming into this relationship. So there's the individual analysis when it comes to how you're feeling, then there's sort of the group analysis when it comes to your relationship with this person. What you're sensing, what you're tuning into, what you're picking up on, and then what you're learning from that too, having Jupiter there. This can also be an awareness of cycles too that you are gaining, an understanding, because Jupiter is that big picture thinking. The way that I'm seeing Pluto and Jupiter complement each other in this spread, when we have Pluto, this can be wanting to look at the tiniest detail to understand, and then Jupiter is like zooming out so you can see the whole thing. And so it feels like on many different levels you can be looking into both what you're feeling individually and then what's going on within your relationship as well. So at first you start off really close, and then you go like one slide back and you look at it from there, and then one slide back and then you look at it from there, and then one slide back and you look at it from there, all the way, doing that again and again and again until you see the whole thing. This feels like some divine wisdom. Yeah, Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck again. This is something that you're emotionally involved within. And something that you are excited to be doing. We have Page of Wands, and we also have Six of Pentacles, and on the bottom of the deck we have Ten of Cups. Having Page of Wands here connected with Queen of Cups, this means that not only do you feel emotionally, intuitively, spiritually connected with this path that you are walking, this thing that you're starting, to have Page of Wands there, it can be an aspect of your relationship that is kind of a newish thing that you're doing, or it can be a venture that you're starting, it can be a project that you're starting, it can be a collaboration that you're starting, it can be I think we said relationship already, that you're starting. Something really great about this is that we have the Six of Pentacles here, which shows that you are paying attention to see if something actually is compatible for you, and if something actually does work for you. If it does work with, it's not only I care about this and I'm also excited or motivated to be here doing this. There's also another part, which is the Pentacles part, to make sure that something functions properly, that it's beneficial to both sides, that there's a symbiosis to it. And that can be something that's carefully being figured out right now, mindfully. So you know that you want to be on this path. That is clear. Having Six of Pentacles show up feels like the actual working things out when it comes to the exchange with you and this person, or you and this thing if it's not a person for you. And then I'm also seeing Six of Swords here too, which means that it feels like something that you needed to figure out, or needed to yeah. The way that I'm seeing this be, it's like if you weren't sure about something and you needed to look at it and make sure that something fit together, there could have been some, is this going to fit together? Is this not going to fit together? How is this going to work? That thing that was done. And now that that's been checked out, I'm seeing Six of Swords, which indicates things are running smoothly, and also things are settling down a bit, where it can feel more smooth and less mechanical even. And you can feel really ready to move forward now with things. I'm getting confirmation of this. I also get the vibe with you and this person. You guys are going somewhere where you're going into the Wheel of Fortune. And what that means is that it's feeling almost like a little bit like the Fool to me, the way that I'm seeing the energy of the Wheel of Fortune within the reading. It feels kind of like you and this person together, because the Lovers are above Six of Swords here. You and this person together, like joint, connected with one another. You guys are going somewhere, but because the Wheel of Fortune is there, you may not know exactly where things are going to go, but you know that this is growing, and you know that this is expansion. You know that this feels progressive to you. So you don't know what exactly is going to happen, but you know that stuff is going to be happening. And also too, it feels almost like going through a portal now with you and this person, because it's time for this to be happening. And this even feels like a lucky, supported endeavor that you are exploring. There can be some anxiety about what this is going to mean and where things are going to go even. I'm seeing there be a little bit of concern about that, or a little bit of, I don't know if this is just stress, what it is exactly. I feel like it's more because of the unknown, and also this can indicate that things can potentially change, and you may not know what type of change that will be then. Whatever it is, I do get, there's a progressive feeling about it. So this isn't like a tower type of change. Interesting. There's some stuff that's undetermined about what's going to happen. I do see you as being the one that's going to determine some things here, but not in that place yet to be doing that. What this looks like to me is that there's a chapter that's going to become available to you, and you're going to get to decide how you want to approach it, if you want to accept it, if you want to approach it at all. But because from what I'm seeing here, this looks like it hasn't fully taken place yet. This feels like an option that, like, when it's time for it to happen, this thing is going to appear. It feels relevant to what you have going on. It has something to do with what you're doing with this person, or something, or your relationship will be impacted in some type of way. I'm seeing that here. But there is definitely a crossroads a little bit with the energy, which means that there can be different timelines available that are going to be available to you. I don't feel like this has happened yet. This feels like it's going to be happening when it's time for it to happen, but that there can be a choice that's going to come up for you that will be part of this. For some of you, it's going to be multiple choices. And when I say that, it doesn't, well, if you get to a choice point, there may be multiple choices there at the choice point. What it feels like too is that there will be multiple choice points from what I'm seeing here, and that's going to be part of it. Because when you're starting this, having this Page of Wands here is like you are on this road now, you're on this path now, and the Wheel of Fortune feels like ever so often something's going to pop up and you're going to decide which way you want to turn, and that's going to be part of this. But you're not going to be going just a way that you would have been going without this. This adds stuff that wasn't there before to your journey. But there's still this not seeing completely yet where this is going and what's going to be happening yet. You can even be trying to figure out the purpose of something too, and feel like you haven't completely understood that yet either. Like not enough has been shown to you that you really know yet. One of the most important things I'm seeing be connected with this is making sure that you are paying attention to how you feel, and there may be some energies possibly coming up to you where you may have to sort of stand behind yourself and your feelings, like back yourself. That can be something that comes up, meaning there may be challenges at times that are going to come up where you get to decide if you're going to follow your heart or if you're going to do something else. And I do feel like that is part of what may be coming up to be challenged. You're not seeing everything yet. It's not that it's because you don't have all of the information yet. There's still going to be more that you're finding out, because with the Six of Pentacles here, you can know that some things work with you and this person, but you don't know the extent of it. And it feels like it's not time yet, but things are going to unfold and you will see the extent of this. And when that happens, there will be choices that are connected to it at that point. Because that's where I'm seeing you actually move to. And you're being told to pay attention. Because I'm seeing you get involved in something. So you're on a path here. And the way that I'm seeing this be and why you're being told this now is that you want to pay attention to if you think things are compatible or not. Because that's going to be, it's like you need to pay attention to it now because that's going to be the question on the test when the choice point comes up. Where it's like, does this work this way or does it not? Or does that part work or does it not? So is this compatible? How compatible? Is it not? Does it work in this way but not that way? So you need to pay attention to that part of things. It's that the back and forth, like that part of the relationship, that aspect of the relationship with you and this person, and it feels more like compatibility. Just so you're not going into something and just assuming that things work or that things don't, and then you end up seeing differently. So having this energy here too, with Jupiter, it can sometimes like not always use discernment and can just be assuming things sometimes. And that's why it feels like Pluto is here first, saying don't assume anything. You need to see the facts first. Pay attention. This is what you're looking for. When this stuff comes up, because it will come up, then you can like write down in your notebook what something is adding up to, essentially. And then you can decide what you want to do with it. And that's the best way to do this, because if you get to a choice point and you're like, man, scratching your head, I haven't been paying attention to that part of things at all, then you're not going to feel like you're giving yourself an accurate answer there. You're going to feel like, I wasn't paying attention to that part. Now a question is being asked to me and I don't know if it works or not, or I don't know if this is compatible or it isn't. And it feels like there are going to be multiple stages of this, where this is something that you are going to be figuring out if this works for you or not. Is this compatible with you or not? Having Queen of Cups here, this is definitely something that you are connected to. And it definitely does seem like a relationship of sorts. The nature of the relationship, it can be different for each of you. You'll know for yourself, but it is something that you'll feel connected to this in a way where there is an emotional investment, or there's like a spiritual investment of some sort. It will feel like it's connected with your internal world, tuned to that. But also too, having Six of Pentacles, there's also a practical side of this that needs to be paid attention to. It's not just about something being exciting or you being attached or connected to something. It's also about the practical side of, if something works, is it providing what you need when it comes to important things that are non-negotiable for you. So figuring that out. And I am seeing too, your guide saying that you're not at the point to be able to make a whole assessment of this yet, because you haven't gone through, you haven't experienced enough to be able to gauge that yet. Keep an eye on this, and then it's going to tell you what you want to do. Because I do feel, again, like this is going to lead to a next chapter for you, and you're going to need to have an answer by then, and you will have experienced enough to be able to deduce by that point how you want to approach the chapter, if you want to approach the chapter, what you want to do with it. And so pay attention to this now as you're going through this. Like, take note of it. That means, like, if there's friction, if there's tension, and you feel like it's ever pervading, that can be something that you're taking note of. If you feel like there are problems that are popping up and they're not being resolved, that can be something to take note of. If you feel like there are problems popping up, but then you solve them together with this person, that can be something to take note of. It's like that type of thing where anytime there's something going on within the interaction, you can be figuring out how much ease there is with you guys, how much flow there is, how much difficulty. And when you're facing something that feels like, a challenge or a block or an issue of some sort? Is it able to be worked through, or are things just piling up? So when you get to the door or multiple doors, you'll know if you want to go through the ones in front of you and which one will be the right one to go through at that. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.